Welcome back to our AI Aggregator Shootout. Today we're going to take a look at Omni GPT. Again, as a reminder, if you're new to our shootout, AI aggregators are models that allow you to use multiple different AI models, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, and many, many more, all for one low subscription. So today we're going to look at Omni GPT and take it through its paces and see how it does.
All right, so this is Omni GPT. What simple sign up. Once you get logged in, you can actually begin using it for free. I went ahead and upgraded to the Plus account so we could have the features and take a look at how things work. You can see over here on the side, we've got our basics, start a new thread, a little bit of recent history that I did here, and it's super simple. We come right in the middle, pick the model that we want, lots of models to choose from. Notice we've got various ChatGPT models, including some of their new ones like the previews. We've got some of the older models, Meta's Llama models, Mistral, Gemini, various Claude models, including Claude 3.5 Sonnet that I'm using right now, Perplexity models with Llama and Sonar, DALL-E 2 and 3, Dolphin, DeepSeek, which is a coder tool, Wizard, Toppy, I'm not even sure what that is. It says an uncensored model, and then Midjourney for image creation. So a pretty good selection. We're going to click with Claude 3.5 Sonnet. I'm going to go ahead and get a prompt here in a minute, and this prompt will allow us to, the prompt is to create an SOP about uploading a blog post to WordPress and then optimizing it with Yoast SEO. So let's go ahead and paste that here into our prompt. There we go. Get rid of the little footer here. There we are. And let's see how it goes. So again, we're using Claude. Let's go ahead and see how we report here. Seems like it's taken a little bit of time to think. Just for speed clarification, I do have Claude open a minute. Looks like it's still thinking there. Let's go ahead and compare. Let's paste it here. The exact same prompt. And we're going to see how long it takes Claude. There we go. We're already creating. Are we there? Nope. Omni GPT is still thinking. We'll go ahead and see how long this takes, and then we'll go ahead and we'll also then take a look and compare it to ChatGPT, which I also have open. So I can't really do a side-by-side, but we can see Claude is going ahead and creating this. It seems like it's already working on it, although it is not delivered it yet. So in all fairness, neither one has delivered it. There we go. We're getting feedback here from Omni GPT, and it looks like we've just finished that using an artifact there in Claude. So all things considered, pretty similar. So let's see what we've got. Very simple here, not a lot of detail. Let's compare this to what we've got over in Claude. And you can see a lot more detail here in Claude on the exact same prompt. Now that could be because it used an artifact to go ahead and create it, but it's interesting here that we got a lot less information in general than what I would expect. Let's go ahead and let's start a new thread here. We're gonna try this exact same thing, but this time let's go and try ChatGPT 4o, this Omni model. And we're gonna do the same thing here. So we're in ChatGPT 4o. We'll start over here first. We'll paste the exact same prompt in. There we go. Looks like I've lost it there. Oh, I just wasn't patient enough. There we go. Send, we're submitting there. And let's go over in ChatGPT. Again, same prompt, copy, paste, and see how we do. Let's go back. It's still thinking here on Omni GPT. ChatGPT, it's actually creating. We can see we're creating away here. Still thinking. Now we want to give it a fair try here. We want to make sure that it's going to come back. We'll see when it's done. So ChatGPT still thinking. Omni GPT still thinking. A little disconcerting that I can't really see what's happening with Omni GPT at all, but I can hear and things seem to be coming along pretty well. Let's go ahead and go back to still thinking here on Omni GPT. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Definitely. So we're done. ChatGPT is done, very similar to what Claude did. We're still thinking. So we're going to go ahead and see how long this takes. We need to maybe find some Jeopardy music here and see what's going on. So, do 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 do. Oh, there we go. It just needed the Jeopardy music, folks, guys. See, it was simple. There we go. So we're going in. It's creating this. We'll compare this in our setup here. So our purpose and sections. We got purpose and didn't give us sections, but it does talk through. It's definitely giving us more here in 4.0 than it did in Claude, which is interesting. And it looks like the 4.0 is much similar here for Omni than it was in Claude. So we're getting very, very similar there. I'm gonna go back to Claude. We're gonna try another one of these just to see what happens here in a minute. Let's go ahead and grab another prompt and compare. All right, so we're gonna go back to Claude, as I mentioned. We're gonna compare that Claude model. Let's go back to 3.5 Sonnet here. Where was it? There we go. Claude 3.5 Sonnet. And let's paste in our prompt. And we're going to go ahead and paste go. This time it's actually going to write a press release based on one of my upcoming challenges. And let's go ahead over into Claude. While it's thinking here, we're going to start a brand new chat here. And we'll paste the exact same prompt in and see how they fare for performance. So it's thinking here in Claude, thinking here in Omni GPT, thinking in Claude, thinking in Omni GPT. Again, we want to be fair and compare models, so we'll see what's happening here. Claude's definitely not real fast tonight, but again, that would indicate something on the server side, potentially, not necessarily on Omni GPT. We're waiting and waiting. Looks like it's actually stopped here, so I'm going to retry. There we go. Now it's coming along, and it's already here. So again, let's start a new thread. We're going to try that one more time just because we seem to have a little weirdness there going on. So we've got that. Let's start a new thread here in Claude. Start new chat. Now I'm going to start with Omni GPT. Send. Claude. And send. So it's thinking here. Thinking here. Thinking here. There we go. So it's starting already in Claude. Thinking. All right. So let's ask some questions. We're just going to say continue because I'm not going to give it the answers to those. I don't really think I should have to based on the information. So we're still thinking over here. And it looks like we're writing that press release over here in Claude. Still thinking in Omni GPT. Still writing in Claude. Now, obviously, one of the things that's worth mentioning here is that these aggregator models are not going to have access to the artifacts tool that we've got access to in Claude. So it looks like we're pretty similar. Definitely waited for a while. Not a great response here as far as what I got. No, this time it's just asking me for questions. Okay, so very similar. In other words, we're getting what we'd expect, similar results, but significantly slower here in Omni GPT. And we've already got our press release written over here. Again, in artifacts, and again, the models, the aggregator models aren't going to have some of the advanced features. That's the way it goes when you get an aggregator model, so there's definitely going to be some differences. But as you can see here, significantly slower here on Claude. Now we're going to try this exact same thing in ChatGPT. Looks like we're getting a little bit of thought here, so that we're not waiting and listening to Jeopardy music. I'm going to go ahead and pause this a minute. Oh, there we go. Just to see, I just had to threaten it, I guess. And there we go. There we go. So we've got just not a great response, definitely significantly better response, as you can see here in Claude Artifacts. So that's just the way it goes. So let's go to ChatGPT and let's compare the exact same thing again. So we're going to go into ChatGPT 4.0 or 4 Omni. There we go. And we're going to paste that in here. And I'm going to remove the please ask me any questions just because I don't want to have to deal with that again. And let's press send. Let's try the same thing in ChatGPT, a new chat, and we'll get rid of that same thing. So please ask me any questions, and let's see how we do. We're thinking over on Omni GPT, and where are we here? And it's already writing in ChatGPT. Still thinking, writing. So definitely it's consistent. As you can see, Omni GPT is definitely slower than the other models. I'm not sure why, but definitely not going to fare well for Omni GPT from use unless you've got a lot of extra time on your hands, because as you can see, we've now finished that post over here in ChatGPT and Omni's still thinking. So we're at 9 minutes 15. Oh, there it goes. Just the moment I start talking about it, it does, but still significantly slower. Let's compare the results here a minute. So we've got a pretty decent result here. We're just going to do a quick scan. Obviously different size font. It's not significantly different. I mean, there are some differences, but pretty good overall. But again, really troublesome about the delay that we've got there. So that's definitely something we want to take a look at and find out why that's happening if we can. All right, so I know another one of the things that everybody's interested in is creating images. So let's go ahead here in Omni GPT and let's go down to their Midjourney beta. You guys know I'm a fan of Midjourney, and we'll just put in one of my common prompts, a 3D cartoon animation of a, oh, let's see here, an entrepreneur working on a computer in a modern office inspired by Disney. All right, so we're going to give that to Midjourney and see what happens here. It's going to go ahead and reach out. It's working on generating the image. Now, at this point, I'm not at all distressed that it's taking a moment because we've got to go. Midjourney's never been super fast. I would estimate this could probably take 30 seconds or so. Let's go ahead and see what happens. So we're at 10 minutes and 38 seconds on the video, 10 minutes and 40 seconds. It does look like we just got an update there. I'm going to pause here at 10 minutes and 50, and I'll let you know when the image is done. So we can see Midjourney's, again, I was expecting 30 seconds, just so you know, that would put it at about 11:15 on our video timer, and I'm currently at 11:10. So, and there's our images. So about what I would have expected it looks here. It looks like we're getting very close. Yep, there we are. So not too far, 11:16, so just about 30 seconds on the spot. And one of the things I like about this from Midjourney is we can see the different options. So if I like, maybe I like number 4 here, I can upscale that just by clicking on it. This should only take about 5 seconds. So 1001, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'd expect it by Midjourney, but it's definitely going to come along, and it's not being too bad, just a little bit longer, but not bad. So this does look like it's one of the older models. Let's try to see if we can update this with one of the newer models and see if we can get that. So when we're using Midjourney, if you know, there's different models that are available. So we're going to go ahead and put in a different aspect ratio. So I'm going to tell it I want a 4:5 aspect ratio. And we're going to tell it to use version 6.1. Now, you don't need to worry about any of these variables as you're going through. These are just things that will impact it, and I'm going to go with a style of 400. That's just what I do on most of my images, so we can see how consistent this is with the type of images that I'm generally creating in Midjourney. When I'm doing that, I am creating them directly in Midjourney. But we want to give a fair test. Now, I will say, as it's thinking and going through, one of the things I do like about this is that it's giving us all of the standard Midjourney options. The options to upscale, to vary, to zoom in and zoom out, and all those things. So that's really good, and that makes sense because it's communicating directly with the Midjourney API, so this is what I'd expect. We're going to go ahead and watch this here a minute, and we'll see how long this takes. Based on my estimation, if we get that to 30 seconds, that's going to put us at about 12 or 13 minutes and 10 seconds into the video, and we'll see when we're done. That would have been a 30-second. We'll wait here and see what happens. All right, and those images are done at 1440, so a minute and a half longer than I would have expected, almost 2 minutes to generate those. Now, before I'm going to be unfair to Omni GPT here, what I want to do is I want to log into Rubi. Ruby's another aggregator model. It's the only other one that I'm aware of currently that offers us Midjourney. I'll pull up Poe a minute and see if it does as well, but I don't think it does. And based upon that, I want to compare and see how long it takes in their models to do that. All right, so we're over in Ruby here. You can see we're on the Midjourney model, and we're going to go ahead and paste this in. Same prompt we had on the other. Remember, it took, I believe, about 2 minutes. I'll double check all that. We're going to go ahead and pick our image ratio here, make sure we're good. We're going to put it on turbo mode, which is we would want. That wasn't an option, by the way, where we're at an Omni GPT, but if I'm using Midjourney in itself, I can do that. So let's go ahead and compare, and we're going to let this run and see how long it takes. I'm going to move my face over here. Looks like it's moving quite a bit faster, but let's going to go ahead and see what happens here. So, in all fairness, this should be done at about 15, almost 16 minutes into the video on the timer. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we'll see how we compare here and see how close it is. Then I'm actually going to go into Midjourney and compare just to make sure that my estimation is right here as to how long these should take. We're narrowing in on the same type of time frame for the same prompt, so that tells me that it's probably a Midjourney API issue as opposed to an Omni GPT issue. But let's see here as we can patiently wait. Looks like we're going to be, I'm estimating we're going to be almost the exact same time limit here on Ruby for a Midjourney image as we were on Omni GPT. That again tells me that it's likely a Midjourney throttling issue as opposed to anything else. Looks like we're there, and there we go. There's our images. So nice images. We definitely got what we wanted, but again, very similar performance-wise, looking at the clock here, to what we had. Let's go take a look and see if Poe, I think that's the only other model we've tested so far that may have Midjourney. Let's go ahead and take a look and find out. All right, so I'm over in Poe real quick, just taking a quick look. They do not have Midjourney. So that means at the moment, if we're looking at an aggregator model and you want one of the two, you need to go with either Omni GPT right now or Ruby. Neither of them have stellar performance when it comes to Midjourney, and again, I'm going to base that on Midjourney, not on the individual engines, because we're seeing the same performance out of both. So that's really it. We've got the basics here. We do have an integrations that we can take a look at here on Omni GPT. It makes it available to use on WhatsApp and Slack. There's Chrome extensions that are coming, Google Workplace, Notion. These are not available currently, these ones that say request access, but WhatsApp and Slack currently are. And so that supposedly helps out a bit with things there. There's a team plan that allows us to add team members in. We can do that. I have not created a team yet. And they do have a community support, which is always good to see if we're looking for support and everything else. Overall, decent model selection. I gotta say, performance, not impressive. Let's go ahead and let's go over to our scoreboard and see how we fare. All right, so welcome to the scoreboard. If you've been watching our other reviews, you know we've reviewed Magi, Ruby, Ude, Poe, Straco, and now Omni GPT. So let's start with account setup. That's the first part. How easy was it to sign up and get verified? It was super easy. No issues there whatsoever. They did a great job. Can't really think of anything I'd done differently. In fact, one of the things that was nice about it is they dumped me right into a free account and gave me the ability to use the base models right away for free. So that was great. User interface. Overall, I like the user interface. It's nice and clean. It gets me where I need to go. Very easy to follow, and I like the fact that it dropped us right into the prompt area. In fact, I'm going to give it a 9 for that because I really did like the way that brought us directly in. AI models available. Good models overall, not a ton of extra things, but overall solid level of models, nothing to be ashamed of there whatsoever. If they're lacking in any, it's probably on the image and the video and the music side. There really was only one image model there. I'm sorry, there was two. We had, let's take a quick look before I'm wrong. So on the image side, we had Midjourney, and I think we had DALL-E, multiple DALL-E models. So we had a couple of models there, not exactly, you know, what I would say earth-shattering, but a couple, and we'll give them, you know, decent models available. Cost efficiency. This is one of the less expensive ones. It was $17 a month, so we're going to go ahead and give 8 there, but I'm going to drop them down a little bit, and that's, well, I won't. That's a decent value, but response time, consistency, you saw it. They did not do particularly well there. Now, I'm not blaming them for the Midjourney slowness. I think that's a Midjourney API issue, but it was slow on ChatGPT. It was slow on Claude. I don't have that time to wait. My guess is you don't either, and this was definitely slower than the other models that we were taking a look at. Integration capabilities, if you remember, if there aren't any, we just give a 0, not a slap. It's just the way it is. Fine-tuning options, really nothing available at the moment. They are going to have some available down the way, but at the moment they don't have any. Output quality, accuracy, or responses. So if you remember, the ChatGPT responses were almost identical, but the Claude were significantly different. We're not getting, because it doesn't have the artifacts, we're not getting the value on that. So I'm going to give you only a 6 on output quality, because I definitely think that's an area for improvement. As far as I know, for data security, from what I was able to read, they're in pretty good shape. So overall, that's not bad. Customer support, we'll give them an 8. They've got a community to refer to and everything else. That's not bad. And documentation. I did not see any documentation or guides other than what we had there. So I'm just going to give them a 6. Maybe I missed something, but didn't see that there. And then last, scalability, the ability to handle workloads. They do have team functionality, but again, not a lot of other things in there. We'll go ahead and give them a 6. So our score is 71. Let's see how that compares to where we were at. Just a quick rebound. Our recap, Magi came in at 96. Ruby came in at 95. U.com came in at 88. Poe came in at 98. Straco came in at 83. And Omni GPT at 71. So it's bringing up the rear of the pack, folks. And I can say most of that's going to be due to simple speed. It was slow. You saw that in the review. It didn't do particularly well on that. Definitely a model to take a look at if you're tight on cash. If it's only $17, it is a couple dollars cheaper than some of the others. But again, you've got to have a lot more time to make up for that few dollars that you're going to save. So overall, potential here, but definitely not one I can recommend strongly at the moment. So we'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Let us know. And if you happen to be working with Omni GPT or representing them and you want to reach out, if I've done anything that you think wasn't fair to showcase that, reach out and let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a recap with you and see where we missed, if indeed we missed anything at all. Thanks so much and make it a great day.